You know, it's really easy. All you have to do is go to Cat and Nat on the iPad, on the internet. It's all here. And you can find out about us, interviews, about events, about both Catherine and about Nat. So it's just so easy. You can find out everything you want to know. So many of you ask us when you actually write into us, so where can we find information about activities, where to go, what to do, what to see? And you're not necessarily speaking about the tourism aspects, you're speaking about a lot more. We know that you watch, or I'm sorry, you go to the website and look at thaivisa.com, and that's great because you get all the news, but you know, most of that is already in either the Bangkok Post or the Nation. But where seems to be the gap is what is a good spa, what is a good place to go and stay. And some of you will say that TripAdvisor does that for you. Well, you know, I think you need locals to actually comment, to be honest with you. And there is actually a group in town called Cat and Nat. Now, when I say a group, it's two people that have worked together for many years, have established Cat and Nat Publishing. What's it all about? Well, we'd like to introduce them to you. Natigada Nasangla, thank you for joining us. Sadika, and also Catherine Bowers. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
You worked together at Thailand Tatler for many years, so you know all about whatever's happening in Bangkok and probably beyond. Is this one of the reasons why you decided to start Cat and Nat Publishing?
I think the birth, if you will, of Cat and Nat Publishing came from something a bit more controversial. Basically what was happening was we'd worked for many years together on The Nation as well. We were on the back page of the style section.
That's right, I've forgotten.
And
That's
so
what the Cat and Nat name actually came from.
From exactly.
Started calling us Cat and Nat. So that's how Cat and Nat actually was born.
Yes, actually, Catherine doesn't really like cats. But anyway, no. To get back to the point, however, it was during the it was during the crisis, or the political crisis with the red shirts, and we noticed that there was an awful lot of news that was coming out about Thailand that was just all about trouble.
Yes.
You know, it was, if it wasn't environmental trouble with natural disasters, it was also financial trouble, political trouble, and that isn't what we're about. Thailand is a country that has great culture. It's got history. The people here actually have, we're intelligent people, I'd like to think. We're accomplished people. And none of that was getting on the air. People weren't really paying attention to that. And so we felt that the thing to do was to do a website that would show people what it's really like to live here. And encompassing that as well would be providing a service to people who do live here about what they could do, about what they could see, because in the midst of all this trouble and all of this, the way people think of Thailand, there's actually a wonderful place here. And it's a wonderful place to live. And, the trouble's over, so, it's, now that the trouble's over, there's good stuff to know.
And even when the trouble is here, it's still not all bad. You have situations in cities around the world, in certain parts of the country around the world. And we talked about this a lot on the previous program, that, it's in such an isolated area. Yes. It's not the whole of Bangkok, it's, as maybe CNN would like you to believe. It's not the whole of the country. It's in a small pocket, and countries go through this. That's part of the ongoing process to democracy. But I think the point that you were also making, and I guess, Catherine, you would know this too, that we have so many artists, we have so many very well highly educated people, very high levels of the medical team. I mean,
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we as the public, putting myself on the other side, we don't always want good news. So it's really good, and it doesn't sell newspapers, it doesn't sell TV programs.
Yeah.
So you're actually filling a gap. I mean, actually, your program could be called Not the News. Really?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Seriously, because it's good news, but people don't want it normally.
Well, actually, people do want it because...
But they're not given it.
They're not given it, but people do come to our site quite a bit. We have people who from 153 different countries.
Wow.
Because
Yes.
who read our website.
Fabulous.
Yeah, because you can't lie with the internet.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what's on the internet can be traced. It's got analytics. We can just go through it and find out who's reading. And we have an awful lot of people who do read.
That's impressive.
And all the top English-speaking countries in the world, they are amongst our top readership. Thailand still is our highest, base, and followed by USA, America. Our second biggest readership comes from America, and then followed by the UK, Australia, and Singapore.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Now, how do you actually work out what you actually want to put? I know that you spend hours and hours and hours, and then you put something. How do you decide what should go on?
Well, we don't spend hours and hours, you see.
Oh, you're a bit
That's the
cheeky,
thing.
are you?
Well, no, I mean, what it is this. It's like we're both very opinionated people.
Oh, no, really?
Unfortunately, yes. But we are. We're very opinionated people, and this is what we think. And so, we have no shortage of ideas about what we want to say, and so we just...
Basically, Nat and I are such good friends, so we spend hours on the telephone every day expressing our opinions anyway about what's happening in Thailand, what's going on, places we go to, parties we go to. We talk about it anyway, quietly, and then we decide to share some of it, not all of it, with the public.
Damn, why not? Catherine, if you had a story that you've put on that there's been, I'll ask you in a moment, a lot of contention about, a lot of people saying, what are you talking about? You don't know?
Yes, I think that's one particular story that comes to mind straight away is about marriages between Thais and foreigners. I wrote an article. I got rather sick of being taken as this Asian woman who married my English husband for his money and his passport, whatever you like to think about. So I was treated that way, I think, when I first got here. So I just basically got very upset over it. And in general, most people just presume an Asian woman will marry a foreigner
for the money, exactly.
So we wrote an article giving examples of highly intelligent and well-educated Thai ladies who are actually married to foreigners who perhaps not as high-born as themselves or actually have particularly amazing careers. They make lots of money, just ordinary nice people. So funny enough, we received many, many letters actually amongst mostly foreign men saying, how dare you say this? And all the girls we come across only ever after our pickup trucks, gold chain, various things. So that was probably one of the most controversial articles.
Well, exactly, and I guess it also says what sort of a man that person was too.
Yes, I think so. No,
really,
it's
that's
true.
Exactly. Wow, that's amazing. And for yourself, Nat?
Controversial.
I can't imagine you being controversial.
Really, yes, I'm such a nice person, aren't I? No, I think that we do have an awful lot that is controversial because we're constantly pushing something.
Sure.
And, it's, I'm thinking, what is it that, I'm trying to explain Thailand, I think, when I write. And, we've had, a lot of different things that we can draw on. Most of what people, for me, it isn't so much the foreigners who get offended because I'm Thai and I'm willing to criticize Thailand. And so, I do get people writing in and say, how dare you say this about Thailand?
Yes, I think that's true, and I think that it's like you shouldn't say anything, but you have to be honest so that you can actually go forward and say, look, this is not the good part, but this is what we have anyway.
Yes.
Just talking directly to our viewers, first of all, Kat, do you actually, why would you encourage people to watch the site from your perspective, the ladies watching the program? What is it going to give them?
Well, we actually offer them our honest opinions about things we go to. You see, we are not, I know lots of publications available in town, the majority of them have commercial arrangements with restaurants or hotels, perhaps other places, because they advertise or various reasons they can't afford to write anything really, negative, or they have pushed certain restaurants, for various reasons. We actually only recommend places we go to personally, and we pay ourselves. We don't accept any, gifted meals, so we can write a very good review about this restaurant.
That's super.
So only restaurant we recommend on our website are all places we ourselves or our staff have tried personally and paid for out of our own pockets.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you, because so many people write that they've had a free meal. Therefore, you cannot be unbiased. I don't care who you are. But in reality then, For example, I remember going in, and it wasn't a restaurant, but it talked about the Banyan Tree Spa, let's say. And then it talked about another one, I'm sorry, brand X, I can't remember. Then it talked about Healthlands, and you actually graded them as, I remember the Healthlands was budget, middle, and high end. Is that because you want people to understand the sort of costs that they may incur when they go?
I think it's the cost. I think it's also the level of service that you're going to get, the atmosphere. We don't have a ranking system. We don't have stars or anything like that.
It's what you feel personally.
Exactly.
And we only recommended them because we like them. Otherwise, they wouldn't even appear on our website. If we didn't like them, we wouldn't actually, recommend them to our viewers or our readers.
Right. Okay. What are the areas, Nat, that you're actually concentrating on right now? You said we have a theme, we have a feeling about something, and we push that. Is there any particular push at the moment?
I think that what we're doing is we're talking about the neighborhoods of Bangkok and in Thailand. And if you look in our recommendations, we do classify it by neighborhood. And the reason for that is because each section of Bangkok has a character all its own. And so when you are going from one to the other, it isn't just this huge mass of a city. There are actually some small sections that are really very, very charming and appealing, some that are very busy, and amidst all of this, there's good stuff to do.
So I think that really reconfirms what Kundat said, who is Thai, by saying, really, we have everything here. There's so many things we have to offer. Our music, our entertainment, our movies, recognised in Cannes and so on.
There are things that you can also get in Thailand that you can't get anywhere else.
Sure.
We're famous for medical tourism. People come here to get medical care. But I think that people aren't really aware that there are all sorts of alternative forms of medicine, for example, that you can get here. You can get traditional Chinese, you can get traditional Thai, good acupuncture, all sorts of things. I think that there's also an awful lot of culture that you can get in Thailand.
It's rich in culture.
Don't get somewhere else. And so, there's a huge amount that really needs to be highlighted and presented to people.
Right. Well, we're telling you, all you've got to do is go to the website and you'll be able to get all the information that you require. Of course, please communicate with these guys so that they know what you would like to hear and see also. And of course, the people in Thailand are already here, then why not? Why not go to the website? The people that are thinking of coming for a trip, well, you've heard it all from the experts. There's so much to see and do here. Really, 6 months wouldn't even be enough. Good night, Catherine. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Koppen Ka. Thank you.
Good morning, this is Culturally Yours and I'm Bon Jacobson. If you haven't made any plans, I have some interesting programs for you. First and foremost, let's start with Bangkok's 14th International Festival of Dance and Music. One of India's greatest epics, the Ramayana, or in Thai we call Ramakian, that dates back approximately to the 5th or 4th century BC. This epic poem has ruled the performing arts in India and Southeast Asia for at least 2,000 years. Originating in India and Hinduism, but over the centuries the story has crossed seas, mountains, languages and religions, and it still dons the crowns wherever it performs to this every day. The Orissa Dance Company, one of the most recognized and highly rated Indian classical dance companies, is known for their rendition of Ramayana. In Bangkok, the dancers will use all 9 moods or rasas intrinsic to Indian classical dance to narrate an episode from the Ramayana. It is a rare opportunity to see the original Ramayana. But on September the 17th, the performers will come directly from India to enthrall you at the Thailand Cultural Center. For those who prefer modern performances over traditional performances, Quasa Dance Company from Brazil and the Celtic Dance Theatre from Poland are your choices. On a surreal stage set, Quasa dancers will perform Up in the Mouth, leading audience to the possible paradise, swaying between density and lightness through the unique language developed by the group and surprising selections of music on September the 19th, while Baltic Dance Theatre will perform outstanding Rite of Spring, with Stravinsky's music interpreted by legendary Venezuelan Gustavo Dudamel Orchestra, which is their most spectacular success on September the 21st. For more information, go to bangkokfestivals.com/main.php. If you prefer a serene and peaceful atmosphere, the art exhibition in the piece is just for you. In this exhibition, there are paintings and sculptures. When you see paintings, their colors show you how they react, mix, offend, overlap each other, and reflect the thought of dreams for future without any defined purpose. On the other hand, sculptures show the result of passing time. Both paintings and sculptures are not complicated. They have no names and are straightforward in the abstract. For more information, contact 022146630 or at www.bacc.or.th. I hope you enjoy the events that we have chosen for you. May the peace be with you. This is Bon Jacobson and this is Culturally Yours. I'll see you next time. สวัสดีค่ะ